So the pace keeps on coming, the exciting fights keep on coming, and this one is one that I have tipped for potential fight of the night. Gadzhimurad, Khiramagomedov takes on Sharaf, Davlatmurudov, and we've seen the fighting style of the Khiramagomedovs. His brother Gamzat made a statement in his last fight. Gadzhimurad, a very, very dangerous striker, Cobra-like strikes, looks to clinch, high-level combat sambo as well, really mixes it up well, but he is a fighter through and through. He will go into the trenches, and that is something, when you combine it with the skills, the athleticism, that's what makes him stand out in this division.
It is beautiful to watch on his feet. He goes for different angles, shots, picks his opportunities quite well, and in the clinch, his takedowns, because of that sambo background, are impressive. They're very colorful to watch. He likes to do a lot of throws, a lot of trips, a lot of things that are also safe as far as he administers them. And then he's able to transition well. You'll see him go for the takedowns because he's able to keep his feet under him and not actually change levels and take shots predominantly. Right off the bat, if you stop it, he's able to transition right back into striking.
And you talk about the angles he finds in and out of striking attacks. Also, the angles he finds in this combination is what really impresses me. He is a fighter, but he's not a headhunter. He will work the body if he opens it up. He'll put money in that bank, and we've seen many a fighter wilt to that. But he is in the cage. Some cartwheels as well. Acrobatics from Khiramagomedov. Let's wait no longer. Let's welcome his opponent.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage his opponent, Sharaf, Davlatmurudov.
And here he comes, Sharaf Davlatmurudov, from Banau in Russia. Also a Tajikistan heritage, and the support he's got here, and he had yesterday in the weigh-ins from those fans from Tajikistan, is unbelievable. He has been itching to make his return to the cage. His last fight was ASB86. A fight against Brett Cooper that he lost. He won the first round, and then in the second round, when I've talked to him back, he said he hadn't acclimatized. He felt like all of his energy, all of his power had gone. His lungs were burning early in that second round, and Brett Cooper capitalized on that brilliantly. He showed once again why he's still a dangerous force in the welterweight division. But Sharaf says now he's prepared. He's had 4 weeks out at Top Team Phuket, some wonderful training alongside his partner Denis Kanikov, and he wants to put it all on show here. He feels physically good, mentally ready.
It was a hard travel, you know. Traveling in Australia, unless you anyway, it's a long trip for just about everybody.
Anyone.
And as a fighter, you know, you travel over so many different time zones. The only way to acclimate to that type of conditioning is to do it a lot. You know, if you travel a lot, you understand how to get through it. And that was Sharaf's first time fighting so far away from home, and he had a hard time responding. His body came out, he fought hard. The guy's always in phenomenal shape. He keeps a very rigorous training program, but it's one of those situations when you just, if you're off, you crash.
So both fighters are in the cage. This welterweight bout is set.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our next fight of the night. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the ACB welterweight division, and is brought to you by Bingo Boom, the official partner of ASB86. Check them out for betting on ACB fights, MMA, and all of your favorite sports. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is an MMA practitioner. He stands 177 centimeters tall. His official weight, 77.6 kilos. His professional record stands at 6 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, please welcome Gadzhimurad, Khiramagomedov. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He is an MMA practitioner. He stands 180 centimeters tall. His official weight, 77.5 kilos. His professional record stands at 12 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Banau, Russia, please welcome Sharaf Davlatmurudov. And our referee in charge of the action, Łukasz Bazowski.
Both fighters set and ready. Sharaf Davlatmurudov In the red corner, Gadzhimurad, Khiramagomedov. In the blue, me, Brian Lacey, alongside.
Ready.
Frank Mir here calling the action for you. So we are off. Sharaf taking the center of the cage. Gadzhimurad, straight kick to the knee.
And very aggressively coming forward. You don't see guys use that oblique kick that way, you know, a side kick to the front leg. Usually more of a defensive movement as your opponent comes towards you. But to be able to slide in like that and stomp down, and so far effectively, it's already starting to, Sharaf sees it and respects it and is having to make an adjustment for it.
Oh, and Sharaf looking to work an angle into. So, Sharaf looking to find angles, and this is such a well-matched fight. You look at the striking styles of these two. Both carry power. Both very diverse strikers as well. Let's see if Gadzhimurad here and Khiramagomedov looks to clinch at any point. Gadzhimurad chasing him down. Crowd here in Moscow getting behind Sharaf, but that will not bother Gadzhimurad at all. Oh, nice switch. Almost got caught on the way, and that was nice.
Both guys impressive. Gadzhimurad coming forward was a great off-angle combination, but Sharaf slipped that right hand just by millimeters, was switched outside of it.
Подкачивай, на повторы, спокойно. На повторы.
2 minutes 25 seconds ticking in this first round. Oh, that was a low kick. Respect there from Sharaf, realised the kick was low, but Gadzhimurad has 5 minutes should he need. Wanting to get straight back in there, wanting to keep this pace. Maybe he sensed something by watching that ASB86 main event with Sharaf. Maybe he sensed if he can put the pressure on early, make him use that gas tank. Oh, charging forward once again. Oh, a nice head movement by Sharaf there. Came in with the leaping left hook, but made sure his head was out of danger. You don't get much more equally matched than this as far as striking styles, do you? Oh.
I agree with you. Right now,
as we talk about the striking, Gadzhimurad looks for the takedown, but that was a great sprawl by Sharaf.
it was. And it's going to actually, I think, probably help out Gadzhimurad as far as the fight continues. He's showing that not only is he in this striking match, but he'll change levels. So that means Sharaf, as he's striking, is going to have to keep some of his attention to the level changes and respect that he can't just, this isn't just a kickboxing match.
20 seconds left now in round number 1, and a tough one to score. Any blaring adjustments you'd like to see from each fighter as they go into the second round?
No, right now you have two guys that are doing everything that they should be doing. It's just two evenly matched.
Oh, he's been caught though in the uppercut. As he came in there. Oh, I'd like to see a replay just at the end of that round.
I was looking over 2 legs that happened. I thought we were going to talk. And that is very psychologically difficult for Sharaf to have such a close round. Who knows who it was going to go to. And right there, there's no doubt that it's going to end up being, that's the deciding factor.
Well, let's see if we catch that. That was the uppercut. Hard to tell how badly Sharaf was hurt there. Seemed to have his wits about him to clinch, duck the second punch.
No, very intelligently he was able to realize, he was stunned. But even there, his feet are still under him. He's able to move, but then change his levels to shoot to make sure he's not still staying in striking range with such a dangerous fighter as Gadzhimurad, while he's not in complete, hold of his capacity.
So we are set for round number 2. Round number 1 was tantalizing. What will this second round bring?
Well, you called it this was going to be a phenomenal walk. There's several fights you keep saying phenomenal.
I've lost sleep over this one just thinking about these two locking horns, and it is living up to the billing so far. Round 2 on the way. Gadzhimurad, Khiramagomedov in the blue corner. Sharaf Davlatmurudov in the red.
Well, one small adjustment possibly needs to occur, I would say, for Sharaf. He's the much longer fighter, but he's stalking and moving forward a lot. That gets rid of the height advantage. Very traditionally in boxing, in striking arts, they would say, hey, as a taller man, fight tall. And right now, you can just see the limbs. He has his much longer legs, longer reach, and he's stalking. And right there, you see Ghazi came in, he needs to be able to keep him at the end of his strikes, but Sharaf now is starting to get angry.
Oh, it's a fight now. It's heating up.
Oh, that was a right hand he moved off of.
One thing I have liked in the early stages of this round, in this first, oh, he's caught with another right, but Sharaf just shakes it off. In the early stage of this fight, Sharaf is letting Khiramagomedov come on to him. I say that now, he's the one stalking. A couple of times Sharaf has tried that sidestep to find an angle to come back across.
It's a clean movement. You get outside the lead leg of your opponent, and it's about as blatant of a movement. You can say, hey, that's an off-angle shot. It makes it hard to get fired back on, and it opens up, especially when you throw a punch coming over that shoulder. You hit people in the ear, and that's a shot that can drop anybody.
Swinging right hook there from Gadzhimurad. Great head movement, just pulled back from Sharaf. Oh. You can see that he's almost tempting him on now, Sharaf. He's acting as the matador, trying to pull the... Oh, nice shot to the body there. Trying to pull the bullet as Gadzhimurad onto one of those shots.
Well, and you have to keep, and this is what he has to do as Sharaf, make it to where if Gadzhimurad does not come forward, he's not going to fare well.
Oh, now what a great takedown there. See the way he turned the corner. Great way to change it up with 2 minutes 30 seconds in this second round.
And also, I mean, here we're going to talk again about Sharaf's conditioning. Any questions whether in Australia it really was the distance? This has been a high action, a 10 as far as pace being set fight. And he's still in there firing back.
He's still in there. Spoke to him at breakfast. He's feeling in great condition for this, really. Spoke highly of his time out at Top Team Phuket. Finished his camp there with 4 weeks ago, came here acclimatized. But this is a great position for Gadzhimurad, that Sambo background. Works well from inside the guard. Watch him bury his head deep into the chest and chin of Sharaf. Grind on him, punish him, just try and wear him down. Oh, Sharaf pushes off.
Great turn in the corner of Gadzhimurad, and the arm is trapped in there. That's bad right now for Sharaf. He's able to get his hand out.
Now looking to try and reclaim guards. Oof, short shot from underneath there from Gadzhimurad.
Gadzhimurad now is reaching over and locking his hands there. It's going to keep Sharaf from being able to use his hips to drive forward on that single. Now he's looking to go and just turn the corner again.
What you see from the heat of in the heat of battle, but Bazowski just warning. Shots to the back of the head. Gadzhimurad just wearing down on Sharaf now. 45 seconds left to go in round number 2.
Again, you see how Gadzhimurad is locking the hands there. It's so difficult to finish a shot when the defending opponent connects his hands there. He can turn the corner. And you see how he's working to his right, and by staying anchored in.
There's still 15 seconds left, and Gadzhimurad making him pay every single second now, and this is all from that great takedown. Oh, we might roll. Oh. Even on the ground, they're throwing a frantic pace. Big shots from Gadzhimurad. Oh, right to the end of the round. The pace this fight is going at is exhausting to commentate on, yet alone be involved in. What great condition these athletes have come in, but let's look at some of the action.
Yeah, the striking is a little, again, it's very evenly matched here. Both guys throwing good shots, they're having their moments, and the difference is Gadzhimurad is able to have that extra element to his game. Sharaf doesn't really want to engage in a ground fight, I guess, for him to take those shots. Whereas Gadzhimurad is taking him down, and once he's there, he's capitalizing. There he was inside the guard, he worked for about a minute and a half, not a lot of action there, but once Sharaf was able to hop up and actually try to attack, he got his underhook going for the legs. Gadzhimurad was able to defend, take the back a little bit there, but really was just in that crackdown type position across, connecting in on the hips.
And this is, as far as going to the third and final round, this is Sharaf has really got to turn the momentum around now. That was such a dominant second half of that second round for Gadzhimurad. Mentally, what will he be thinking now?
Well, I think now you start thinking of the home run shots. You're like, okay, I can't just put together a good round without overextending yourself. You can't just sit there and go blindly into it. But he has to start realizing, all right, I have to do something that's going to turn this around as far as look for that shot. So now setting up combinations that maybe instead of doing a 2 or 3 punch combination that ends in a leg kick, that's great, you beat up the guy's leg, but you're going to have to start doing 3 or 4 punch combination that ends in a chin shot, looking for the back of the ear, looking for that solar plex, finishing blows that you know that can instantly damage your opponent drastically.
Seen Sharaf use some, oh, a nice stepping uppercut there. Seen Sharaf mix up, not just finish people with headshots, body shots as well. You know he's got it in his armor, in his tank. But Gadzhimurad will be so confident coming in. I would not be surprised for him to look for a takedown early in this third and final round here at ASB86. ASB86 here, brought to you by our official partner Bingo Boom. Check them out to bet on ACB fights, MMA and all the sports you love. Nice body shot from Sharaf. 1 minute in now. Oh, and Gadzhimurad looking for that clinch. This could be the telling moment of the fight. Can Sharaf avoid this takedown? Oh! Wow. Power's out.
Jonathan Dublin was able to rip his legs right out.
Look at the quality of the opponent Sharaf has fought, and the only losses are to former champion Brett Cooper and current champion Mohamed Burkamov. So Gadzhimurad Khiramagomedov, he takes this scalp. That propels him right into that top 10 of the welterweight division. Oh, lovely elbow. Slicing elbow there from Gadzhimurad.
Interestingly enough, he's not really using the cage as well as he could. Sharaf doing a good job of pushing him off, and really that's what he has to do. Get us to his hands and feet, try to see if he can get this fight back up. And wow, Gadzhimurad just did a snapback. His hands are around his neck and he pulled his center of gravity. Basically, you sit your opponent to his butt and pull him all the way to his back.
Old school move there. Regains a dominant position, but Sharaf now with his back to the cage. This is better than having Gadzhimurad on top. Oh, we knew that was coming. Sharaf back to his feet. Oh, he steps over. This is a this could be it. Oh, he's looking for the armbar. He slips. Frantic pace, but as Sharaf stepped over, avoiding that takedown. The arm that was inviting itself for the armbar just slips through these two.
Near side underhook, he tried to use it, sweep out. Transition out of north-south here.
Body shot there from Gadzhimurad. There's nothing but punishing on this top position.
His takedown defense is really on point. Again, see here, he gets the head outside single, but he connects through the groin area right over the hip. That makes it very difficult now, even if Sharaf does a dump, right? He pulls him down, watches him pull him over. Wow. That's just a good wrestling defense. You can't do a dump when a guy has his hands connected like that, because the momentum of your downward motion, he can use it to throw you over the top.
Body shots, they're right in front of us here in the commentary booth. The deep breaths coming. Also just the short power that Gadzhimurad possesses as he hits the side, the kidneys there of Sharaf. And again they roll.
Turn in the corner.
Oh, he's got to watch his neck here in this position. Gadzhimurad locking those hands up. This could be up against the cage, looking for a front choke. Oh, that's deep. Squirms out of it, but
that took a lot out.
You could see by the way he didn't bounce up straight away.
And the reason why it takes so much out of you is that guillotine choke was on the windpipe. So Sharaf could not breathe for that good 5 to 7 seconds. Well, when you're in a fight and your heart rate's already beating almost 180 beats a minute, and now I'm going to tell you to hold your breath for 7 seconds, it almost makes you pass out, like your body just, they have such a lack of oxygen in the blood now. It takes Sharaf a few seconds to recover back from that.
Oh, this has been a sublime performance in these later rounds from Gadzhimurad Khiramagomedov. They just decided, wow, I've never seen that. The end of a fight, and you can see exactly what that took. What a great fight, though, between these two. And Gadzhimurad Khiramagomedov imposed his will in the grappling, in the striking in that first round. It was pretty even, but once it got to the takedowns and the ground, elite grappling saw him through.
His wrestling is top notch, and if I was any of his future opponents, unless you have an Olympic caliber type shot, very difficult to take him down. That was really one of the more dominating aspects of his game, is every time Sharaf was doing good things as far as bumping his hips, getting underhooks, coming up to his knees to go for the leg, but just got punished as far as the takedown defense of Gadzhimurad is just on point. Great takedowns, great stand-up. His takedown defense is just brutal.
Punished is exactly, you see just there some of the slicing elbows, but when he was right in front of us here in the commentary booth, you could hear every shot was having a serious impact, even the short shots, the elbows, the body shots. Consistently when he was in, and he never lost a good position, consistently when he was in a position to cause damage, he capitalized on it. Gadzhimurad taking in the adoration of the crowd. Uzbekistan's fans here for Sharaf will be disappointed, but a true battle between two absolute warriors. This will be the first fight here at ASB86 to go to the judges' scorecards. The decisions are in.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 3 rounds, our judges at cage side are all in agreement for your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Gadzhimurad, Khiramagomedov.
And there we go, a unanimous decision victory there for Gadzhimurad, Khiramagomedov in emphatic fashion.